Hey, YouTube. Happy Saturday. Child, it has been a minute since I've been on a regular live. Let's see. I think I don't know. Let's see. We're going to just test this out. I don't even know. Am I even live, child? I don't know what we got going on here. Let's see. Okay. Hey, YouTube. Happy Saturday. I am the creative lady, and we are just testing some things out here. I need to retwist my locks. Child, I got a whole afro up under here. How do I do this, child? It's been so long because normally I just pop up here with the Ivy box and just go. Let's see. What we got? Let's see. I don't know. But what I really want to do is pop on and just show some products that I'm going to be doing, using on my hair live. So it's an unboxing. Yep. And the products are linked down in the description box. Let me grab some scissors so that we can get it. Oh, but first I need to show y'all this hair. Is it? How do I know if anybody even here? Am I live, child? I don't even know. Is it public? I don't even know. Anyway, I'm gonna go live later. Oh, I was looking for this. I'm gonna go live later today and do something I've never done before, and that is retwist my locks live. And let me show you these locks. And I don't know. I'm just testing my camera setup because I don't even know if I'm on. But y'all, my hair is wild kingdom. I haven't retwisted my hair in 2026. So it's March 21st, 2026. I have not retwisted my locks. I've been living in like bonnets and headgear because, where we going to go? Look, see, it's laid down a little bit, but baby, when I tell you I got Afro locks up under here, it is Afro locks. So what I want to do real quick is just to show you the products that I normally retwist my hair with, and then come back and show you some supplements I've been taking. You just supplements are supplemental. You still got to eat right, do all the things, but for I've been locked now for how long? 6 years. It'll be 6 years in next month. Next month, April 4th. In a few days, I will be 6 months officially. No, 6 years. I'm sorry, 6 years officially locked. And this is the hair. Okay, I'll take it down. I've got it in like this little loose tie. If somebody tells you, they want to lock their hair, and somebody say, "Oh, your hair is not gonna lock because of the texture, because of the blah blah blah," I had fine textured hair. I don't know. It's like the grade scale. I don't know. I think it's like maybe 4B, not quite 4C, but probably 4AB. You know what I mean? It wasn't curly unless it was wet. But anyway, I had soft hair, fine textured hair. So here is the hair here. I have a center part. I don't even know what's going on yet. Hey, I can't see what's going on. I can't tell. Well, how do I get out of here to see if somebody leaving a comment, child? I don't know. It's been a while. Anyway, so here's the locks, y'all. Here they are. I don't want to turn around and knock over all this hoo-ha I got right here. But here's the locks. Let's see. I can't really twist around because I got some stuff I got to get out the way. But yeah, how much you can see. Yeah, but child, underneath all of this right here, we got us a whole afro and some gray strands. Last time I retwisted my hair, it was December 2025, December 28th, 2025. I remember I was watching Sherry's show, and then it went into Jennifer Hudson. So it takes me like an hour and a couple of minutes now to retwist my locks. I just use like the little palm roll method. The products I had been using for pretty much 6 years. No, hold on. When you're going live, make sure you got some hydration. But for 6 years, I tried a couple of products, but for the most part, I can't think of the name of the product. I was trying to think of it, but what I had been using was a product that you can get in the beauty supply store. I tried some things before being locked out with a product junkie. I was like, I'm gonna keep all my products. I'm gonna use the product. I remember my girl QO Kimmy said, "Keep it simple. Don't do too much." I was like, "Girl, I'm gonna be a whole product junkie." I was not. But I was using like a beauty supply product. It turns your fingers blue. I think they have different versions. I can't think of the name of it right now. But yeah, but after I discovered this product, Natural Elegance Lockup, this is what all I've been using on my hair for, I would say 5.5 years, maybe something like that. But yeah, it's a cream, like a heavy cream product. I think it's got like shea butter. What's in here? Okay. It's got water, shea butter, cocoa butter, avocado oil, almond oil, palm oil, and other natural ingredients. And some people like it and some people don't. But it has helped my hair stay together, literally together. I don't when I first retwisted, it is a little not tacky, but it's kind of like stiff. But this is what I want because I need it to stay together. So I'm looking forward to trying this new product that I got right here. I got it from TikTok, child. If y'all haven't seen me, ooh, where is my fan? TikTok has kidnapped me. Hold on, y'all. Oh yeah, baby. TikTok. Y'all need to put an APB out on the girl because TikTok got me. First time I ever used TikTok was when I think my sister's here. Alethea, was it Tracy, Marquita, and a few other ladies went and did like this TikTok something no rush challenge, and we did like the before and after something. Child, the first thing I ever did on TikTok, and it was fun. But I thought TikTok was like, TikTok is for little kids dancing, whatever. But child, TikTok is a whole other kind of thing now. Marquita, I was just saying your name. Oh, say my name. Say my name. Marquita, what's up, boo? See, Marquita is in the building. Marquita says, hey, girl, your locks have grown very beautiful. Thank you, boo. I was just saying your name. It's been so long since I've been on this thing live, just chit-chatting. And Marquita also says, that's it. Because I know you had a video on it. I was like, somebody had a video on this product and it turned your fingers blue. Yes. Marquita said the blue product, Jamaican mango and lime, cool something. Yes, that's it. She was using it. Yes. It turned your fingers blue. Jamaican something. Yes, girl. That's it. Thank you. So glad you're here because you just really solidified the whole everything. It just validated my whole moment of fog. But I hope you're doing well. Oh, thank you for popping in here. I don't want to be long because I plan to come back later tonight and retwist live because, baby, I got a whole mini afro underneath here. A whole afro. And Marquita is, I don't see, well, I saw her pop on a couple months back, and I'm not sure if she's back regular or not, but one of my girls, we did the No Rush Challenge back in 2020 on TikTok. I don't know what the heck TikTok was, but my girls, yes. She says, my page got hacked on TikTok. What? I did another TikTok. I'm mad like that challenge. Yeah, it was fun. I remember that I liked the dance. Yeah, she was always a dance queen on TikTok. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna be on TikTok dancing or whatever. But if you were a dancer, I mean, it was great. But what I've learned now is TikTok, people are getting to the bag on TikTok, child. TikTok, I'm still figuring out my lane. You know what I mean? And I've got my TikTok linked. I don't know, child. It might be linked in there down somewhere up underneath there. But I started off with the creative lady. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna show all the crafts and stuff. Child ain't hardly some, but not a whole lot. And then you can get over on TikTok, and either you're gonna be a producer or a consumer. I started leaning into the consumer and just watching everybody's videos and then just like, okay, I'll do a little something. Then I started going live on TikTok. I met some people over on TikTok, and then TikTok is a whole different animal. I mean, the people over there are not YouTube. It is totally different, child. They steal from you. Child, a lot. But I can hold my own over there. So recently on TikTok, I started I don't know. I accidentally, first of all, I stayed in trouble on TikTok because the rules are so different on TikTok. You can't say this. I said to my cousin, we have the same DNA. If we did one of them ancestral things, you'll see, oh, y'all are closely related. So he had a page on TikTok. And so I was like in his comments on TikTok and said, hey, big head. TikTok said, ding, we don't tolerate no bullying over here. I'm like, I said, hey, big head to my cousins, how we talking real life? Child, TikTok said, shut you down. You ain't. I kept getting beat up on TikTok, child, but I'm figuring it out. So she said, okay, she said, I'm gonna get back to YouTube. She did a video recently. I gotta get in here because TikTok got me. So Makita also says, okay, cool, yeah. I want to just say, hey, I know it's Saturday, you probably out and about, doing your thing. Yep. The no rush challenge was fun. And then she said, that's why you don't see me on here. I don't know how to get get back. I understand. They getting paid on TikTok, girl, for real, for real. I see people and I can testify for myself. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And now with me on YouTube, since I haven't been active, I lost my monetization, so I have to get back. Yeah, YouTube, if after if you don't if we don't remain active, they'll be like, okay, you're getting some hours, and because I'm probably danger borderline myself of needing to get some more hours in because I have only time I go live on TikTok is when I do the Ivy boxes. I haven't been consistent here because TikTok has me, so I want to make sure that I come back over on this side because this is my first love here. And because TikTok is a whole other animal, but yeah. So she says a lot of TikTok is so strict. You can't say this. You can't do this. You can't show cleavage. You can't. There's so many do's or don'ts, mostly don'ts. But it's a lot of do's, and a lot of people are getting by with some things. But if I try it, I get in trouble. So when I first got on TikTok, uh, right, they're gonna. I know it's like they'll send you like a warning, like okay, try it if you want to. It's like you say, it's like they got little spies out just listening and watching and waiting for you. Then they got all these people, what they call them, bots or whatever, who will be in your live, and where they come from the For You page, and they'll pop up in there and they'll be like, stop your live right now or you're gonna get in trouble. I mean, people are just, they go to no end to just try to intimidate people, or I don't know, child. It's wild. TikTok is a wild kingdom. Spies, girl, they be in there. You say something, next thing you know, here comes somebody. Or, TikTok is always. We thought YouTube was bad, baby. TikTok is the CIFB, all the alphabet. TikTok is, it's a lot. Yes, girl, they do a whole lot on TikTok. But anywho, but yeah. So, but thank you, Marquita, for the engagement because I really was going to do a live recording and just pop it up. But anyway, I've been taking these vitamins. I got TikTok child. So I got these right here. These are from Balance of Nature, and these are the fruits and veggies. I used to take these. My doctor, I had like an Indian doctor, and she didn't believe in a whole lot of medicine, like chemical, whatever, medication, whatever. And so I still like to try to take these vitamins. And then when the company reached out, do you want these? Yes, I do. Sure, I do. My nails had gotten so long. I had to cut them off, but I wanted to make sure they stayed long for a particular Ivy Box unboxing. I think January. After I came back from vacation, I chopped them off because they were so long. I don't know how people with long nails, like even the acrylics or whatever, it's like I had to type sideways. That's what I was throwing signs up. Child, I was like, child, I got to cut these things down. So now they're growing back a little bit. I like a natural active length because I'm busy, doing stuff. I'm not working anymore. I retired, but I don't have time for no long nails right now. They're cute, so I got a bunch of press ons. But yeah. Oh, hold on, some people in here. Hold on. Okay, Marquita says when TikTok first came out, it wasn't like that. They made it stricter because of certain people. Okay, because I thought kids were on there dancing. My little cousin's big head daughter was one of the first people I knew on whatever it was called before it was called TikTok. It was called something. But yeah. Ray of Sunshine 107. Thank you for sharing it. I might try Tickety Top, but it doesn't seem like another level. But that doesn't seem like listen. TikTok, it's fun. You can get in there. It's organic. You can get in there and find your tribe. Whatever you're gonna do, people will find you because they will push you out to the what they call the FYP, the For You page. It's a little bit more lenient than here in terms of the push out, and you don't have to have like a whole bunch of presents or whatever. They will give you a shot. I'm telling you, speaking from experience. And but what I have found out is when you go there, I kicked and screamed. I did not want to do it. I did not want to niche down, meaning pick a topic. When I picked a topic accidentally, which was travel, I got invited to a program called TikTok Go. And if you want to see, I promise you can look down there. Ain't nothing fraudulent, no um fake engagement or anything like that. And I'll tell you about that in a minute. But it was like, whoa. And then there are different campaigns that they will offer. There's so many ways people are making money on TikTok. And the way I got back into TikTok after our first 2020 collab, when they were talking about shutting it down, and people were like, "Oh, this is my source of income. I make 6 figures on TikTok. 6 figures on TikTok." Let me what? But I'm not making 6 figures on TikTok. But you can get to the bag. So the way I have, I know I don't know if YouTube is strict to TikTok. I think you can talk about TikTok, but you TikTok don't want you talking about no other man, woman, cat, dog on their platform. Stay here with me. TikTok is possessive. If you've ever had a boyfriend or girlfriend who just wants to spend all their time with you, that is TikTok. TikTok is every jealous boyfriend, girlfriend, mama, daddy you ever had. You spend time with me. You can't go nowhere else but me. And But yeah, TikTok. Whew, child, TikTok is something else. How do I find out what's the last place? Oh man. Oh, here it is. Okay. And let's see. Are those tribbles? No, these are like regular capsules. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Yeah. And let me tell you what I do. I don't like they're not big, but they're not small. Sometimes I will open up this little capsule and shoot it on my tongue like a powder. If you've ever taken a BC powder, and I'll just chase it with some water because I don't like swallowing capsules that have like the little gelatin thing, like the little field cap. I don't like that. But now the green one is it tastes like greens. It's got all the stuff, all the veggies. But I don't know if they make a chewable or not. But the fruit one, it tastes really fruity. It's not hard, but it's just ticky boom. Sometimes I just don't like taking. I can do like a chalky capsule, but the one that's got like that gel on it, I feel like, oh child, but it's not bad at all. It's just me. Girl, let me tell you. So between these right here, I'm not. This is not a health claim. I'm just telling you what I was using and am using. These right here, the fruits and veggies, because I still eat all types of junk. It almost 60, child, 56, all kind of Cheetos, kitty cereal, all that stuff. I don't like milk. I have water. It's like I gotta make myself drink it. And then I take a hair, nail, and skin vitamin every now and again. So if you look back at my January Ivy box unboxing, my nails were so long. They was like long. So yeah, yeah. Let's see. Hello, ray of sunshine. And all type of sideways. Yes, and yes. Okay, everybody saying hello. Nice nail length. Very pretty too. Thank you. Girl, it's been exactly a year on St. Patrick's Day. It made a whole year that I retired. I think I linked that video somewhere here when I went to work a year ago, the Monday after spring break. It was not my intention. I did not show up to work to retire. But that day it was like chaos. People like, oh, well, so and so didn't get back from vacation, and can you go cover this class? Oh gosh, okay. Then I had just come back before spring break from FMLA with a parent. It's just a lot going on, in your life, in real life, and it's like, look. And then when I was headed to anyway, so I'll link it. I'll link that story here, that story time or whatever here, because and you'll see what happened. If you've ever followed my janky videos, my ride along to work, so it was always going to the workhouse, going to the building to do the work. You know what I'm saying? I think Marquita refers to her place as the building, but going to the workhouse or going to work or the work people and all that stuff. It's over with now. It's been, child. That day was like, oh yes. Oh, they basically phased out the dances, and now it's story time for a whole bunch of other stuff like drama. Like I caught my husband cheating on me, and then they got like a 20 part series, and people get invested. And sometimes I feel like, is this really true? I don't know. It just seems so far fetched. Now, if it is really real, man, these people really going through it. But I don't have nothing going on to tell nobody. Now, had I been working, I would have had lots of story times to tell. Ray of Sunshine said, I meant to say it does seem like another level. It is, but once you get in there and you figure out the rules, especially if you got somebody who can tell you, kind of show you the ropes, because everybody's an expert. Everybody who ain't never been to the TikTok headquarters can tell you how TikTok works. There is nobody that tells you how TikTok works that's never been there. Now, people you learn, because I had to learn. I learned, okay, don't do this by getting slapped on the hand. Don't do this. Don't say that. Ouch. I learned. But what I've learned also is that they have a creator academy. You don't have to wonder how things work. All you got to do is read. And sometimes as humans, we don't like to read. We want to hear say. So you just have to either find somebody who is somebody say do this and do that, and then you try it and it does work that way. That means that's a credible source that's never been to the TikTok shop TikTok headquarters. But yeah, everybody's an expert. I mean, I'm telling you, everybody. I could go on there right now and talk about TikTok tips my way, but that's not my thing right now. And she says, wow, TikTok go, girl, listen, TikTok go. I got invited. I think it's an invite only, but I think people can recommend your page if you've got travel or hotel content. They're getting ready to come out with destination, like food places, restaurants, whatever. But yeah, so when you come back, hit me up if you got some content and I can recommend you, and then they can look at your channel or whatever and say, or page. And the way it works is you, like, say, for example, if you look at my page and you'll see it's a whole bunch of hotel videos there. Sometimes there's some of the same hotels, but just different voiceovers and different angles, because that's the way niching down works. Because it's not about just doing a whole bunch of random stuff. When I did one hotel video by accident, I was already a part of the TikTok Go. I think I must have posted something about a hotel or I don't know. It was something. I don't even remember what it was, but accidentally I put something about a vacation, and I got invited to the TikTok Go program. I'm like, what is that? So I started putting my ear to the ground and hearing, okay, what is it? Come to find out, it doesn't have to be international travel, Dubai, it's your local smoker hotel vacation down the street. All you can show the hotel. If you're living like on a vacation, going to show in the room, doing like a tour, talk about the your stay. Just encourage other people that, hey, this I'm at the hotel water view, and this is the view that I got, and what's around. If you want to go slot, try your hand with the one arm bandit. It's downstairs. You want to sit on the balcony, just talk up the hotel. And sometimes they'll have campaigns where if you get like 300 views, which is easy on TikTok a lot of times if you use the right hashtag, and they give you the hashtag to use. Child, the first time I saw a video get run up, I was like, what? It was I had no idea. And it was as recent as January 2026. I had just been on the phone with my friend. I was like, I really want to niche down on TikTok and really just find my way and just figure out, because I was making money, a little bit here and there because I was in a TikTok shop. Once I got to 1,000 followers, I could join the TikTok shop. So that was my goal. I'm like, all I care about is getting back, because I had got to 1,000, but because I wasn't active, I lost the followers. So all I cared about was getting back to 1,000 followers on TikTok and getting into the TikTok program. It's like an affiliate program. You could recommend products and earn commission. That's all I wanted. So I got there and I was making content. I had the niche down, talking about my perfumes and whatever else. I was getting a few samples, free products every now and again, and then you talk about them. But my biggest money earner on TikTok has been TikTok Go, which is the travel program. Talk about the hotels. It was quite by accident. When I was traveling out of town, when I, my on FMLA, I stayed a lot in hotels, and for whatever purpose, being a YouTuber, I would have content on my phone, just travels or whatever. Child, I didn't even know that I could go back and reuse content and just do fresh voiceovers, blah, 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 blah. Had the right angles, because if it's creators on YouTube, we know how to do. But TikTok, like vertical, that's the one drawback that I had to figure out, work around, because we film everything, unless you're doing shorts, uh, this way horizontally, but TikTok likes vertical, you know. So I had to crop in a lot of videos, or I had to do a little bit of tweaking and editing, but it has really been, I guess the easier way, more focused way to make money. You can make money selling on TikTok, but what I've learned is from big creators who are earning money, showing their revenue, like 10,000 a day, or 2,500 a day. I mean, I see it. I don't think they're lying because I follow certain creators and I trust what they show. $2,300 a day, but you got to put in the work on TikTok, because if you're doing a product, let's say I'm doing this right here, it's not like, okay, post one time and then you go move on to something else. They want you to do, in order to make it. I'm figuring out, if you got to do 4 or 5 videos on the same product. It's not like put it and you never see it again like we do on YouTube. Keep going on and on. And a lot of times the brands will put ads behind your video, and that's happened to me before too, because uh, it was, I'm sorry, if I'm getting off topic, I apologize, but back in, because these times, child, we all need all the extra bags we can get. But I forgot, what was I saying, y'all? Oh, but people are showing, oh, a brand putting money behind your product. So let's say I got started seriously back in, I retired in March. So let's say April, by June I was in an intensive TikTok class. I was up all night, up all day, falling asleep on TikTok, learning, watching and learning. You know what I'm saying? So June, July, August, I was putting in work. And then after like June something, I got back to 1,000 followers, got into the TikTok shop affiliate program, and then I started posting content. Kept getting dinged because I'm learning the rules, what you can and cannot do and say. But fast forward, Black Friday 2025. I'm like, oh, now mind you, between June and November, I had been putting up content, mostly fragrances, fragrance content, because that's what I had on hand. I was buying fragrances from the TikTok shop, and so it became, I had built up a library of content. And by the time it got to November, December, the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, everybody's having all campaigns and posts and posts. I was tired. I was like, man, I am over this, because I was seeing a little money, but I wasn't seeing, 2,300 a day, So I was like, yeah, but no, I'm tired. Well, little did I know that the content that I was putting on TikTok was still useful. So at this point, the brands were beginning to put what they call shop ads behind my videos and other people's videos as well. But I started seeing an increase in sales. From products that I had put up June, July, August, September, October. The brands were now, it's a way they can do what they call a spark code, and they ask you for your spark code, meaning it's a technical thing. We'll get, if you all want to see that, I can harvest it and figure out how to bring it over here and make a video about it. But it's a code that you send to the brand. You find it within your account, then you copy that code, respond back to the brand. So what they'll do, they'll take their money, because you basically are promoting their product, and they'll put ads behind, like, on YouTube, people try to buy ads, or YouTube is like, okay, we need you to pay to promote this video, whatever. The brands will pay, because your video, if it's good enough, they'll push it out and put an ad behind it. It'll show up, and if somebody makes a purchase, they will give you, the commission. I saw that several times over. It was so many products that I had, fragrances that I had made videos for months back, and by the time I got to November, December, I was too tired or didn't want to do it or whatever. It didn't matter. So I'm like, okay, next year I need to be ready, because my goal right now, honestly, full transparency, for TikTok, I am, in order to get to certain levels on TikTok. When the first milestone, you can go live with 50 followers now. Going live on TikTok is key. You can't earn money until you get to 1,000, but 50, you can start going live, doing your thing. Your followers will grow, because you do get more followers the more often you go live. Okay, people do subscribe or follow on TikTok. They follow, and if they like what you're doing and you got a consistent schedule, they'll come back and you can grow. Well, I still am not just like You know, my biggest thing on TikTok has been posting travel content, but and I have slowed down on doing like products because it's just a lot that I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, look, I want to get my stuff together, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll, whatever. So the first milestone, 50 to get to go live. 1,000 milestone, you can join the TikTok shop affiliate program, meaning now you can go live and promote products and get commissions. Now, TikTok is like the weather. It changes. They'll say, oh, you have to have 5,000 followers in order to do this. But if they see that you've been consistent, my personal experience, they will waive some of the things that require 5,000 followers. So when you first get in with 1,000 followers, I'm sorry if I'm ignoring y'all comments, but I'm one track mind. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get to these comments. Let me get to the comments. But the key thing is 1,000 followers. Okay, TikTok shop. So Ray of Sunshine was saying very nice, and Marquita 6 figures. Yeah, people and more and more people were showing their incomes, and a lot of people had. And here's the thing: a lot of people had just quit their jobs, like say in January, and by the time I started watching, let's say in April, they were like, "I just quit my job, and I'm a full-time TikTok, blah blah blah, and here's my earnings." Da 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 da. It was still like if you bowl, it was like cheesecake lanes. It was like easy just at that point, it was still easy to grow a following. Showing up, making content on a regular basis. These people were going live for hours at a time, and people were throwing gifts at them. It's like in the TikTok ecosystem, it's just like so many ways to monetize on TikTok. So many ways. I don't have a list or anything, but I'm just saying. Maybe I'll do a video and tell y'all my experience. It'll just be my experience. But like people on live and you'll see like lions and tigers and roses and stuff, but people have to buy coins. Okay, gotta buy the coins and whatever you see, little animated, whatever pop up. Somebody has bought money, but I think they recently changed some of that virtual gift and stuff, child, whatever. I don't know, but all kinds of stuff, and it's just the biggest gift I've ever seen. The biggest gift on TikTok is a gift that costs like $500, but TikTok is a PIMP. TikTok takes between 50 to 60% of the money you earn. Well, then you say, well, if you go live and get so many diamonds, which I'll never understand how all that driving a stick shift work. I don't know. You have to get so many diamonds and so many shields. I don't have that type of pressure on myself. But a lot of people put that pressure on the, themselves to protect. If you do this, you get this. If you do this much, you get 60%. If you do this much, you get, you know what I'm saying? I don't have time for math. I mean, I love money, collecting keep my eye on my own money, but I don't have time to be figuring out TikTok math and I need to do this and I need y'all to give me. That's never been my thing. A lot of times people on TikTok say, oh, they're begging. It does feel a little intensive. You know what I mean? Because I don't expect people to come in and throw gifts at me. I mean, it has happened. It's weird. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. People will come on. I think here we got super chats and stuff like that. People actually go into the TikTok shop, wherever you go, get the coins, and they will just send things to people. Now they got things for a battle. It's like me versus Marquita, and which just sounds. All right, okay, team. They're about to snipe, meaning they're about to throw some big gifts and beat us. But the two people battling are the only ones who's gonna get the money. So it's like a belonging type of thing, where people feel like I'm a part of this team, but the reality, I'm like, wait a minute. They battling, but they get to keep the coins that's being thrown, and you throwing the coins don't get nothing but all right, team, good job. I still don't understand. So that's not my thing, but I do go live, and then people will come in and do stuff. I never promote like send me a this, and I need. Child, money is. I ain't got time for that. But if it has happened, I'm being honest. One time I got a jet. My friend Jay Lee sent me I got 3 jets, child, but not them back to back. And them jets is expensive. I'm so crazy. I was so busy making something on the Glow Forge, I didn't even see the doggone jet fly by, like an animation. That, but you can see it in the replay because you can watch the replay. Child, and another time I'm sitting up there just yipping and yapping because I'm on my phone. I do it mine from my phone. And then you see this animation fly across your phone, and it's like, what? And then you know it's something expensive, even if it's something 1 penny. It's like yes, because that's the ecosystem in TikTok. But I got 2 or 3 jets. I saw the second two over the course of the time. It was crazy. But the biggest gift I've seen is like a TikTok universe, and it's like all of the TikTok people come out, and it's like the animation, dance, and whatever. It's a lot. Just go over there and look at some of the live people, and you'll see. Oh, that's what you were talking about. Because I might have just confused you more than ever. YouTube is not as strict now. We thought YouTube was doing too much. No, YouTube is cakewalk compared to what they got going on over at TikTok. TikTok is possessive. TikTok is that TikTok is like don't want nothing but you can't talk about nothing but me and don't go off and shop nowhere. You can just click that link, the orange shopping cart, and buy right here. Don't you mention that you got an Amazon link or you got a YouTube child. You get all types of slaps on the wrist because it's like focus, concentrate on me. I'm all you need. It is. I had to break out of there. What I like it over there, but it's crazy, y'all. Never heard of the vitamins. These are really, really good, y'all. I mean, they're natural. They don't have any filler and all that extra stuff we get in some other vitamins. And I don't mean I'm promoting these, but you can get them on Amazon. They're all kind of pricey, and they want you to take them 3 times a day. It's 90, but I'm cheap. I'll just do one of each a day. Hey, I feel like if I eat healthier or better, I can kind of stretch it. But if you want, you could take up to 3 of these per day. And they're like, just like what they are, fruits and veggies. Just like the ground up, dried out all of the fruits. And what is in here? These are, what's in here? Okay, it's a whole leaf food. I can't see, child. It's vegan. Okay, it's got like tomatoes, banana, all the things. Go on Amazon, and then you could. I think this probably got the back of it where you can see what the ingredients are, and I can stand 10 toes down and 10 nails down. These are great. Like I said, I first heard about them from my Indian primary care physician. She's Indian, no, that type of Indian, and so like Ayurvedic medicines, and as little, medical prescriptions or whatever, the better. She's like more holistic things like that, fruits, veggies, things like that. But it's just what my personal experience. Child, these hot flashes. Woo, child, what? Anyway, but yeah, I love these, and so I didn't link them below because I didn't think I was going to talk about them, but yeah. Let's get on. So Marquita says, I don't like I know. As far as put small amount of milk in my Cheerios. Girl, milk, I try to just put just enough to give it a little, where you're not just eating dry cereal. But I have so much milk left at the bottom, I don't drink it. So I'll just go get some more cereal and pour in there. It's like, I am such a big kid. She'll go watch the story time. Thank you so much. I'll link it when I get out of here or whatever. But it's somewhere. I haven't posted a whole lot of videos. So if you go into my feed and maybe sort by video as opposed to, it wasn't a live video, I don't think. No. So I think if you go back, you might be able to scroll down because I have not been very, very active aside from the Box Live, but so you might be able to find it. And I'm walking on a treadmill talking and telling my story because it was another campaign that TikTok had, like Teachers of TikTok or whatever, and you were getting so many views, or you were in a competition to earn like, I forgot, like $1,000 if you had the best video. But so many ways to earn money. But yeah, so I'll tell my story, and if you've been with me long enough, you can kind of read between the lines because I was still trying to keep it classy. You catch up. Yes. And so the building, yes, girl, listen, we down like 4 flats. Okay, y'all, my girls from YouTube will forever be, I don't want to start calling names, but I got a certain circle because if I forget somebody, I'm gonna be like, oh, where did they go? Okay, Tracy, Alethea, Renee, Marquita. It sounds like the song DMX when you call him Yolanda. Anyway, so all my girls from TikTok that we engaged with, like when I was about to go natural, I did like a collab with my sisters. I'm like, look, I'm ready to lock my natural hair, my loose natural, will it lock? And they made videos to help me. And that was just such a fun thing that I'll always treasure. And here we are 6 years later. I got a head full of locks, child. She says drama on TikTok. Yeah, because it's like Oh, I caught my husband cheating. My wife did this. Blah, blah, blah. It's like a whole series, like a mini series, like Bridgerton or something, you know. Yeah. So Makita says, I'm going to do another video on my cruise experience. Ooh, yes. Girl, my daddy was stuck in Miami last week. And I told him, my dad's retired. And it's like he goes on about, I'm telling you, it's easily 12 cruises or more a year. He'll hop off one cruise and get his legs back on another one. So I was like, well, Pop, you think you gonna because it was like the things had shut down and the TSA agents weren't getting paid and blah blah. I'm like, when he get first of all, the first time I started questioning him was when things popped off in Mexico. He had his legs on a cruise, and I think they were going to some part of Mexico, and it was like somebody had unalive somebody beat some cartel or something. I'm like, oh my goodness! So my daddy is the one that made me get what you call it, not Cash App, what you call the thing, WhatsApp. So when he travels, we can stay in contact. So I got WhatsApp. I'm calling my daddy. Where are you? Blah, blah, blah. So come to find out, eventually he contacted me on WhatsApp and said he was safe, and it was a particular part of Mexico that didn't affect the cruise ship. So I'm like, well, knowing that he had a cruise plan the next couple of weeks, I'm like, Pop, so you still gonna go on the cruise? Yeah, I'm going. Now my dad is retired military veteran, Vietnam, so nothing scares him. Let's just say that nothing scares him. But anyway, so he goes on the next trip. The next trip, yeah, this is the trip that I'm about to talk about. So this trip that he's on, he went out. He left out of. He was supposed to have left out of Miami because a lot of times his trips leave out of Galveston, Texas, but this time he was going out of Miami. Well, for some reason, he flew from his home to Nashville. I'm in Nashville. I'm like, why are you in Nashville heading to Miami? Which was a weird, whatever. So anyway, so he's kept me contacted. Well, we got to fly. Now I'm in Fort Lauderdale. I'm supposed to leave out of Miami, but we leaving from Fort Lauderdale. Okay. So he goes his legs out there on the cruise ship. Now, mind you, in the middle. No, let me back up. Before he even goes through all this, the stuff popped off. People stuck over in the Middle East. Folks trapped in Dubai. Now he home on this side, just made it back from the Mexico situation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, Papa, you sure you want to go out there and cruise right now? Because all the things that's going on and the whatever and the whatever. Well, I'm gonna see. Okay. So he gets his legs, gets out there, and so starts experiencing some of the first friction. Going to at the time when he was in the Nashville, something happened on the thing in Nashville where they had to take the man off the plane. He wasn't on that flight, but something had happened in Nashville on a plane that be routed from Nashville to Atlanta. Child, it was something wild. I can't remember. I'm like, oh my goodness. So he makes it through there. So he still gets his legs on the thing with everything going on between us and the other people in the Middle East. So I'm like, oh boy. So he gets to embark, whatever. Get on the ship, and he goes and have a good time. And I'm like, I'm seeing now spring break is popping off. People are like, oh, it's the TSA agents are not being paid because Homeland Security is on the government shutdown. They're not being paid. These people got to still show up to work, and they're not being paid. You tell me I'm going to work. I did enough free work, but you know what I'm saying? You saying you're not getting no money, but you still got to show up and deal with crazy people at the airport? People are calling out. I know some girls on TikTok. They were like, must be TSA people, and they were quitting their jobs and becoming full-time TikTokers because it was like, I might as well. But anyhow, so he goes out there before the spring breakers or whatever. So he comes back. I'm like, oh boy, let's see how this is gonna work out. So my dad, he calls me and said, I'm stuck in Miami. I'm like, well, Pop, this because of TSA agents. No, Southwest, blah, 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 blah. And this military veteran, Vietnam vet, Okay, so I'm still just trying to be patient with him. Like, dude, you shouldn't have took your legs out there. So he took his legs out there. So everybody, it's like the Miami airport last Saturday, Friday, something was gridlocked. It was like hours. And I'm like, it's combination, no TSA agents not getting paid, and spring break people are just trying to get out of trying to get somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I try to tell him, Pops, it's because he didn't want to hear. Okay. So he can't get my luggage. I'm telling myself, I tried to tell you don't take your stuff. Now had it been me in the middle of, calamity and world situations going on, well, baby, I don't think you ought to. But he takes this stuff out there. And I couldn't tell him don't go. So he gets out there and he all huffing and puffing because he can't get his luggage. He can't get nobody. First of all, then it was snowing in March. It was like snowing, and I think like New Jersey, no, Wisconsin got like 22 inches of snow. So it's all of Mercury retrograde. It was just so much going on, and I'm like, ooh, we like, and it's like, oh, he sent me a message. We can't go anywhere until Thursday. So this might have been like Sunday, Monday. He was hot. Everybody hot, everybody upset. But I don't think it was a whole lot of uproar or whatever, because it was what it was. But you couldn't get a rental car. They were trying to rent out pods for you to go rent a pod or whatever. Now my dad's military, so I don't know what he did, what he said, but he finally got out of Miami. It was a mess. He finally got out of Miami and went to somewhere. Because I was like, well, why don't you just rent a car? Try to rent a car, get an Uber to get off the airport property and go into the city of Miami or somewhere and try to get you a rental car from somewhere and drive home. You know, if you can't fly, forget the plane. You can work that out later. But if you're trying to get out of there, get off the airport property, call an Uber, and get to a car rental place somewhere. Because the airport, I'm not sure if you could. I think everybody was converging on those. But anyway, somehow he finally gets out of Miami and gets to some part of Texas. I don't know. That wasn't his itinerary, but he finally got home, y'all. I'm like, now, I said all that to say, this man has another trip. Now, his luggage, he didn't, I don't know whether he got his luggage or not. He has another cruise set up in a couple of days. I'm saying a couple of days, like a couple of days. You take your legs out there if you want to. I'm not even going to say nothing to him because he's grown. He's growner than me. Y'all. Okay, I'm sorry. I get going. Nice local. That's good for TikTok. Once, yes. So if you could do local, like even if, and I'll give you a tip. Like if you know somebody who work at a hotel, either they can get you footage, long as you tell them what you want. If you work it out with the hotel and go and say, hey, I'm a TikTok Go affiliate and I want to come in. I'm doing. You just be surprised how far that goes. You don't have to stay there. They just want you to help promote their hotel. Yep. So, Ray of Sunshine, retirement looks very appetizing. Roll on the floor, laughing. Pray for us still in the trenches. Listen, every day I do it. And let me be honest. Sometimes I miss it. I was not intending to retire, but when it got crazy, I was like, you know what? Mm-mm. And people like, you can't retire. You're too young. Yeah, but I got to get out of here. So at some point, I mean, I loved my career as a librarian, my career choice. But when it became, and it could be people in real life who watch me, but I'm retired, and I still like to keep it professional. But it becomes, are you for real? You want me to do what? And don't order any more books. What kind of librarian doesn't need books? So what? So as a librarian, and I'm gonna spoil the whole video, but it just became as a school librarian, which is what my career was. I love books and reading and learning and just being in a school environment. That was like when I really found my niche, because I had been academic librarian, public librarian. Oh, I want school. I want summers off. So I finally got into the school system, and it just really worked out for me. I love my kids. I love what I did, but the more leadership changed and they didn't value what a librarian is, and they try to push you into being a classroom teacher, and it's like, deuces. No, I don't do that. If I wanted to be a classroom teacher, I would have. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking when I retire, then that's when I'll do YouTube and TikTok. Okay, it'll probably all still be here. And so I would just say, be ready. Just, you don't have to do too much at this point. People are still going viral with their phones and a decent microphone, and a niche or what you're gonna talk about. Now, people always will say certain things, and it sounds kind of hurtful, but it's really real. Don't nobody care who I am. So they have to get to know you before. Oh, let me tell you about a day in my life. They don't know who I am. They don't care nothing about what I got going on. They want to know who are you and what do you do and what value can you add to my life. And then once they invest in the person, then we can go a day. This is just my advice. A day in my life and what's going on. But you still can do it now, and it might work. But it's just generically speaking, you know. But just have a niche or what you're going to talk about, whether you're cooking or southern recipes, hair or fragrances, makeup, whatever your thing is, whatever brings you joy. And even if nobody watches, you're doing the thing that you enjoy. That's what matters, and that's why I think I've continued to be on YouTube under 6,000 right now on this channel because I enjoyed it. Now it's kind of slacked up when I had some family situations I needed to attend to that needed 100% of my attention, and this was like, I'll get back to it. But it is a fun thing. I love it. I love the connections I've made with friends and sisters that I've never met in real life. But sometimes people that you've never met will hold you down or be there for you more so than people in your real life. She says, yes, that's go for it. Yes, yes, yes. And thank you. You're welcome. And then Makita says, oh no, stuck in Miami. Yeah, right now is not a good time. The last one I went on was in December to the Bahamas. Oh, yes. And the first thing I wanted to do was go on a cruise because my dad is always going. Well, full transparency. I can't go nowhere because I don't. When they had this whole hoopla about you need the star on your license or whatever, I had enough going on. Like, look, I don't like crowds. Okay, I don't like imminent deadlines where you gotta do this or you can't do that. I'll wait. So I don't have the star. I need to apply for my passport. That's on my short list. It took me a whole year, y'all, to rest because I felt like I could sleep a whole year with everything I had going on with my job and with my, the personal family situation that was going on. I felt like I could come here in this house and never go outside because it was just so much. And then the day that I decided to retire, it was like the ultimate. I'm done. I'm done. Child, breaking news. What's going on? Oh no, some action downtown. Child, that's why I stay in the house. Okay, I mean it's not. It's something. Somebody come crashing through here, but I'm just saying I'm not afraid of outside. But and we have here. I'm in Memphis, and child, we got the National Guard here, and this city is not a real place. They be bump. Child, somebody chest bump one of the people. Well, the people that. If you watch your local news, you'll probably see some Memphis stuff popping up. I mean, I'm not a native Memphian, however. I've been here long enough that I guess I'm a Memphian, but I'm a Mississippi girl. I'm Mississippi through and through. But Memphis is not a real place. I love it. Memphis is not a real place. When they sent the National Guard here to kind of get a, because if you've seen my videos, if I'm in a parking lot, first thing you see, I get in the car, do what? Lock that door. Because I ain't playing. Don't play any of my old videos that I put, in TikTok, my vlogs or my janky vlogs or whatever, me rolling through the city in the streets of Memphis. Click, click, locking the door. First thing I was going to do was lock the doors. I've never been accosted or anything. I had something happen to me in the parking lot at work, but that was just like a random crime spree, child. Somebody was going around there popping lock. Ooh, that's a whole other conversation. You'll hear about that one day, so I can finally talk about that. But just generically speaking, I've never had any issue other than the bad drivers. Child, they drive bad here. Ooh, you could travel across the whole world. And when you get back to Memphis, you back. It's wild. We are wild, like bumper cars. Okay, disembark. That's what embark. Wow, something like that. Yeah. And there's a lot going on right now. I'm just praying. I heard about the TSA. Yeah, so that TSA, the people are not getting paid. I know they weren't getting paid from the last full shutdown, but then something going on with the Homeland Security, and that involves TSA, and that's crazy because these people protect the airways. You know what I'm saying? All working for free. That is not fair, and regardless of what side of the aisle you're on. And I know the different sides of the aisle are saying, "Well, we want this and we want that," but think about the people who are doing the job. That's the most important. Y'all can hammer out the whatever, whatever. You ain't working for free, Congress. Mm-mm. Okay, let's see. She says, yeah, Jersey had a lot of snow. No, all the people up in the Northeast, like, look, I don't want no more snow. I don't need no more snow. We had snow flurries here last week. It was wild. But even Prince said sometimes it snows in April, and I've seen that happen before in this city. It was wild, but like a few years ago. But yeah, it is what it is. Nothing surprises me anymore, and nothing scares me anymore. I used to be scared of something, but after I had been put in certain fight or flight situations, and it became, I'm not scared of anything no more. I don't want to sound away, but it's like, okay, if something happens that seems scary, okay, focus. What's your plan? What you gonna do? I don't get caught up in trying to be scared of the news and this and that and the other, because you will scare yourself to unalive yourself being scared. So scared, had a, or something. Child, what we gonna do? So I think the best way that I can keep my sanity is to, disengage with as much negativity and news stuff because it's too much. It's too much. Yes, I thought when I was trying to find out what my dad could do, I was like, you could rent a pod because nothing was moving, and imagine the whole airport is just like frozen. Everybody going on cruises, coming Miami, the port of whatever authority, what people coming in now, Port of Miami, everything goes down. You know what I'm saying? So all these people, you thinking all I got to do is hop off of this boat, go over to the airline, and get ready to go home. Mm-mm. It was like stuck. Everybody was stuck. So you sleeping, you tired, frustrated, thinking might have to go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? You all kinds of stuff. It was like uh-uh. So renting pods. I think I don't know what the pod looked like, but I'm just assuming it looked like an egg or something, to where you could sit up in there and sleep. I don't know what it looked like, but it's called a pod. She says, glad he got home safe on the cruise. Yeah, he's gonna get his legs on another one. I bet you, if I were going to take a wager, Pops, are you still going? Yeah, I'm gonna go. Now, if he don't go, this past experience could have been enough to make him hesitate, because I think he had cruise insurance, but whatever. I think his luggage. He didn't when he got to Texas. He didn't have his luggage. So my dad's a well-traveled person, military. He's traveled for years, 40, 50 years traveling. So he lose a suitcase. I don't think he's ever lost a suitcase ever. So I think he's still gonna go, but he might hesitate. But I bet you he still takes his legs on that next cruise. I don't know where they're going because he goes on different ones. One of the ones he was on recently was the Caribbean. No, what you call it? The Carnival. But he's been on like the Royal, the big ones. Like I think the Tom Joyner used to do the Fantastic Voyage on some of those, like all that fancy stuff. So I guess if you gotta go, that'll be the way to go, I guess. Real Sunshine says, "Oh, great idea. Ask the deaf to help." Yes, yes, yes. And then Makita says, "Girl, I don't have a real ID yet." Okay. I thought I was the only one. I thought I was a lone wolf. I have a passport that it took a minute to get one around 2022 or 23. I got one. That's the thing. I had one. My passport expired. I didn't, whatever you do to renew it or whatever. It was 10 years, last 10 years. So 10 years, I didn't keep it up because I wasn't traveling internationally. I should have kept it up. My dad, you need to get your passport. Okay. And with that, y'all, I got my glam baby. I have not been able to fly out to Colorado because I don't have my real ID. So I've got to get it. But I really don't want to get on nobody's plane. Let me just say that. Even before all this, whatever, I was like, baby, I'm gonna be the FaceTime grandma until this stuff calms down, and it's okay. But she is a big, chunky, beautiful, healthy baby. I mean, she is like the biggest baby I've ever seen. Nice niche brainstorming, trying to get my. Oh yes, and next is starting the cruise. Yes, so you could definitely show your cruise adventures and your gardening because a lot of people are beginning to container garden or whatever. So that's big. I was watching Portia. If you, it's a channel on Atlanta, but I think it comes on another local like Fox Soul or whatever. And she got a YouTube channel. Portia, I'll link it below. But Portia, it's the Portia Show, Portia, Portia Show. And she just had some gardener on yesterday talking about how people are just really getting into gardening. It's like a big thing. So you could be right on track with your gardening and cruising. So you could definitely show, the cities you go to and just have a plan of, how you want to show it. I would say look at some cruise content and look at the numbers. If the numbers are there, just say, okay, let me see how they're doing it and kind of not pattern your stuff, but just kind of see what seems to work. Yep. Yep. So I think that's all of the comments. Child, y'all been. Oh, here's some more. I'm sorry. Who? Okay. And then Ray of Sunshine says you can do it. Get that star because they may start treating these states as borders. And I really thought about that because it is so wackadoodle. Nothing is beyond happening. You're absolutely correct. So my husband got his because of his job. He needed to get it because he may have had to travel, but he got his and it didn't take long and he found a site. But my whole thing was when it was at that deadline, everybody had to have it. You got to have it by this date to have, and it just crept up on me. And it was like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not getting in there. I'm not going to spend 2-3 hours at the DMV to blah 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 blah. And so I was like, I'll wait. So bucket list of things I will do in short order. I'll get it because my license doesn't expire until whatever. So my thought pattern was, why don't they just make it mandatory? I know this is logic is speaking, but why don't they just say, okay, when you're good until your next renewal? Why make a person whose license doesn't expire until 3 years or whatever, 2 years or whatever, go and do all this hoopla? And y'all know who we are, but we know what it is. But it's just like, they're trying to test the guys here like you can't listen. Chest bump, but I think they arrested that person. Chest bump, boom. And then we've got a visitor coming here Monday. If you know, like, yeah. So, yeah. I don't know when the last time I've been to the DMV for license renewal. LOL mailing it in. I know for real ID we have to go in here in Jersey. Wow. See, that's so amazing that different states have different laws and rules that you can do. I don't even know if they would let us do it. And I think I had to go make sure I had my marriage license and all. I just made sure for whatever purpose I couldn't find my paperwork. I don't know, just life was lifing. And I'm like, where's my paperwork? Whatever. I finally found it, but I'm like, I'm not taking no chances because when it's time to vote in the midterms, women have to show their marriage license. Like if your name has changed from birth, you've got to show why you got a different last name, even though you've got driver's license and yada yada yada. So I had to make sure I had all of my things together because, yeah, I needed to be there. Makita says I do the same thing when I get back at the car. Lock the door because you don't know, somebody could be watching, whatever. And one of the craziest things that happened to me in the last couple of months, my friend Poppin Creations was here. She moved from here. She's back up in the northeast now. But she and her family were passing through, and I had a gift for her birthday. And so I was going to meet them at like the exit ramp. So I pulled to a gas station that they were going to hop off the exit ramp because they were driving. So they were going to hop off at the exit ramp on the way. So I pulled up to the side of the gas station, and it was like in the open, you know what I'm saying? Like, not so that I wouldn't block any pumps or be in the way of people going into the store. So I pulled to the side, not in the back, but just like the side. You know me, whenever, if you've seen any of my videos, why do people park right up on me and there's other slots available? This SUV, like this big Denali, like an older kind of like Burning Rich. It wasn't like no fancy one. It was like probably was stolen, child. Burning Rich, smell like gas and oil, carburetor clicking, pulls right up on me. Now it's parked either side of me, and I'm like, what in the world, child? I felt like if, and I think they parked on the left side of me, so that if I was gonna try to get out, or maybe if I was in the store, child, it could have been kidnap city. But she is too smart for that. Unfortunately, I was on the phone with a friend. I'm like, let me get away from over here. So I politely cranked up my car and got on out the way and moved to another side. I'm like, why are you pulling up on somebody like that? And they never got out. That's the thing. It wasn't like they pulled up on me and they got out the car. They just sat there. And then, like I said, just being right there off the interstate, child. Like I always taught my kids when I would be teaching my kids internet safety and just safety in general, my students, not say my kids, my students. And I'm like, you got to have your head on a swivel, watching your environment, not get out of your phone and not be, you need to pay attention to your surroundings because people could be watching you and you don't know it. So, I'm like, I would always tell them, if somebody grabs you, you think they're going to be driving the speed limit? And I had my legs up at the interstate exit. So if somebody was going to try to grab yo-yo, boom, grab or push in the car, they right there on the interstate. All they had to do was keep going. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, going around on the other side. No, if you get me, you gonna really have to catch me with my guard down. Yeah, no. And Red Sunshine, I agree. You would love the cruising. I've been on a few cruises as well. I love cruising, and child, people to this day, my friends will laugh at me. We went on a cruise, the work people, before the work people changed. It was still, it was like a little family. But then, things changed and then different people come and it's like, I wouldn't go nowhere with you. But we went on a group cruise and for work one that 2004, 2004, I said 2014, 2004. And we were in Mexico. It was such a fun, what were the ports called? We went to Cozumel, I forgot what part of somewhere, and somewhere where it's real fancy. It's like I forgot where they make the pound cake, Tortuga pound cake. Where is that? I forgot. It's on the back of my head. But anyways, we went to like three places: Montego Bay, Cozumel, Mexico, and that other place that's really fancy. Like a lot of rich people go there. I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, we were in Mexico, in Cozumel. My auntie had gone with us, and then when my coworker, we were sitting out. I was just so happy because work was crazy. My entire career, work was crazy. So just to get away and to kick back, and it's cold back home, and it's sunny Mexico, and it was like 70 some degrees out there. We got on, I mean, just hot short clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like arms out, legs out, and so there was a vendor selling ice cream. Now, hindsight, I was wild, crazy. But hindsight, I went over to the vendor and bought some ice cream. So we're sitting out in this little plaza area, and I could just see on some birds on a ledge. Now I'm in the middle. My aunt's on one side, my coworkers on the other side, and it's hot. And I'm eating this ice cream. Nobody else got the ice cream but me. I'm sitting there eating the ice cream. It might have been a cone. It might have been a spoon. I don't even remember, but it was good. So it's probably somebody. In hindsight, I think somebody could have been making this ice cream at home. You just set up a shop and you can go whatever, child. Hindsight, I was crazy, but I was sitting there eating ice cream. I'm like, look at those penguins. My aunt and my coworker was like, "Did you hear what you look at the? Did you hear what you said?" I'm like, "Yeah, over there. Y'all see them? Look at them penguins." Child, I don't know what was in that ice cream, but those were not penguins on the ledge. Penguins in hot Mexico. Child, they were pigeons. But my mind was just stuck on penguins. Oh, to this day, they will not let me live it down. You seen any penguins lately? No, I have not. Ooh, I used to do a thing. Penguins in Mexico, baby. I don't know what was in that ice cream, baby, but penguins in Mexico was wild. I agree. New, disengage. I listen a bit, then move. I can't engage too much. It's just too much. Yeah, you just take what you need. You know, my husband, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5:30, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I mean, it's good to know. Oh, gosh, it's too much. And then I get apps on my phone. They tell me just enough what I need to know. And then people on TikTok, I just have to get away from that because TikTok is my escape. I don't want to hear nothing serious, but when the stuff was going on, I was following a couple of channels to see, what was really going on over there. But yeah, I've been on Carnival and MSC cruise. What's MSC? I don't know. It's in the tip of my tongue. What is MSC? I might go on the Royal Caribbean. Yeah, my dad loves the Royal Caribbean. Yeah, I really don't like planes. Yeah, wait till everything comes. Yeah, no. It's too much for me. All the people, because my friend right now, she friends, they a girl is gonna, yeah, but no, I'm just no. If I can just take my precautions, if I can't drive there. Is my auntie, y'all? Hold on. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I am, ma'am. How are you? Okay, okay, okay. Very good. Okay. All right. Thanks. Bye bye. Bye bye. Child, she asked me. She said, "Are you still on YouTube?" That means you not watching. Yes, I am. That wasn't the auntie that went on the cruise with me. It was another auntie. But child, yeah, I'm not getting on no plane right now. If I can't drive there, I don't want to go. Glam, ooh, she is such a joy. I mean, she is just like, I can't show you any pictures. I think, did I show you? No, my daughter, she doesn't want photos online. I got to respect the mama. But let me tell you, that baby, spoiled. I would take what you want. Take it all. She'll be one. She'll be one soon. And if you know that story, my daughter, I'll try to link that. But anyway, so yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Look that up. Okay. Akita is saying she just renewed her license. Okay. So you don't have a star? Oh man. Miss AB in the building. What's up, boo? That's somebody else who will just get on a plane and just be gone somewhere. Poop, gone, gone, gone. What's up, love bug? And this is another friend here on YouTube. I've met in real life. Good people. And yeah, good people. What's up, boo? Yeah, 1032. Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. It was like not years ago, but so long ago. Yeah, like ever since the CO, I always mailed in my life. Like, yeah, oh, good, the CO. Oh my goodness, that tickled me. The CO, girl, she had all types of little euphemism for the thing, the code. Yeah, but yeah, a lot has changed. It's been 6 whole years, and it still felt like yesterday. You know. Oh yeah, you have to be careful. People are crazy. Yeah, I'm like, they're not gonna grab me, and if they do grab me, check the DNA because you don't know what nobody been going through, and somebody try to grab you, better be ready to fight. Be ready to fight, scratch, kick, hit. You better have a plan. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no fight that I'm ever gonna be in is gonna be fair. I'm scratching and surviving. Wow, that lady was a Hellcat. Oh. Oh, yes, you have to pay attention. And this is somebody who knows. This is someone who knows, So now I keep my head on. I'm like, you might get me, but you ain't gonna get me easily. You know what I'm saying? No. Makita, it was penguins in Mexico. I was like, and it was just so calm. I was like, look at them penguins. They like, did you hear what you're saying? Oh yeah, penguins. To this day, I could call my aunt or even my coworker. Would like, y'all, what happened in Mexico? And then before they could even say anything, they're gonna bust out laughing. That's when you saw them penguins. Child, I was comedy for them. Makita says, nope, LOL, no real ID. I was like being lazy. I'm like, I have my passport so I can wait. And that's the thing. That's so good because I don't have either. And if anything pops up, I mean, they'll probably make provisions like if you have an emergency, you know what I mean? But you know, I can't think of any emergency that I need right now that I can't, drive to. You know, I mean, it'll take me a long time to get to Colorado, but that's about the furthest that I can say would be the furthest out that I need to emergency get somewhere. You know what I mean? Then I figure out, okay, please get me on this plane. But I don't want to get on nobody's plane right now. Because the DMV website here, they ask questions, are you traveling now? Do you have a passport? So if you said yes to passport and no to traveling, now they advise to wait. Wow. See, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. So I think that we caught up. And this is what, 10:44? Okay. So I figured out. But now, y'all, I'm sorry. Thank y'all so much for coming in here. I need to open this product because I think I might just do a video now. I don't held y'all on here so long. But yeah, this is from the TikTok people. Let's see. I got this from TikTok. Yeah. See that? TikTok. So TikTok sent it. A company on TikTok. So the way it's called a sample. Once you get to 1,000 followers, back over here. When you get to 1,000 followers, now you can start to request what they call samples. Now, sometimes it's still hard to get because they look at what's your GMV, the whatever value, how much stuff you have sold. So they still look at like, have you sold anything? Or if you don't have anything, you can still just go around your house. And if you see a product, the exact same product being sold on TikTok, you can make a video for that. So you don't have to go out and spend all of your money buying stuff on TikTok just to make a video, and you don't have to wait until you get to a certain level. You can still find, let's say, if they sell, which I think they do, Mario Badescu facial spray. If they sell this on TikTok, and they got the same one, the 8-ounce, whatever, you could go and make a video on that. And that helps you get into that, algorithm for TikTok. And so once you get to 1,000 followers and you can, talk about products, you can pitch, because sometimes brands will reach out to you and say, hey, we want to send you it's easier over there to get noticed by brands. But sometimes they be shady because they'll say, hey, creative lady, we want to send you this mic set. And they'll call your whole name out. And you'll say, okay, I want it. And then they'll go back and look and be like, decline. Well, you can't knock it on my door. So, whatever. But anyhow, so I got this product. This is, oh, okay. So this is the product. You just saw me open it up. It's from a brand. And it's called, what is it called, y'all? All Day Got Hold Lock and Twist. So they sent me their bundle, y'all. I'm so excited because this afro here, baby, I need to hurry up and shampoo my hair and get the twisting. I probably won't come back and do it live. I might have to just do a video because I've been on too long right now with y'all. Because I want to do it on. I want to do a TikTok live. So if you want to see me do it live, I won't do it here. I'll probably do. I might film it, and I don't know, child. But anyway, what kind of? Let's see. So this is okay. Here's the product. It feels like that gel. Remember the gel? I haven't even opened it yet, but you know that gel. It was like an edge control. Let's jam. You know how it had like that little that bounce to it. It feels like it's gonna be like that. And then it's called all day. Let's see. All day got hold, lock and twist, maximum hold. And it says maximum hold, flake free, long lasting. What does it say? Easy retwisting, no buildup, natural shine, maximum hold, flake free, anti frizz. Okay. Okay, so this is what the packaging is looking like. It's 10 fluid ounces. And oh, sage extract. Look at that, y'all. Okay, the ingredients are water, stearin 25, propylene glycol, pig 40, blah blah, hydrogenated castor oil, da da da, da all the things. Okay, so the instructions are on here, and it says achieve flawless locks and twists with our ultimate all-day got hold lock and twist designed for maximum hold and polished frizz-free finish infused with castor oil and tea tree oil. It nourishes hair and scalp while locking in moisture, blah, 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 blah. So the instructions say at the bottom here, section hair and apply a small amount of gel to the root by using your fingers. Smooth the product down the length of hair for frizz control. And then it says begin locking or twisting as desired. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. And it's got it's vegan. Did I show that? It says it is vegan here. Okay, so let's see, y'all. Nice cap, nice packaging, y'all. Let's see. Oh, it looks like is it dark? Looks like it might be black, which would be good to help cover these grays up a little bit. Ooh, it has like a orangey, looks like orange citrus. Ooh, I don't want to touch it yet because I'm trying to do some unboxing videos, so I don't want to put my smudges on it. But look, it looks like it's dark, but then it looks like you can kind of see through it at the bottom. So we'll see. Sage extract smells good. Okay, so what's the other stuff, y'all? Let's see. Sheen spray. Okay, so it's like a coconut water and rose water. Okay. All day got hold sheen spray. Lightweight, high shine finish. Okay. I haven't used a whole lot of this on my hair, but okay, it's like a little spray. How many ounces is this? It is 2.7 fluid ounces. I think I did link at the bottom bar. I think I linked to the actual lock and twist, but I think you can probably just go to the website and look at the other product. Now, I haven't tried this at all, but the packaging is dynamite. All day got hold leave-in oil spray nourishes scalp, enhances shine, and stimulates hair growth. Lavender and herbal, 3.38 fluid ounces. Okay, y'all. I don't want to spray anything right now because I don't know what I'm doing. I want to save everything when I split this wig down, because I have got to retwist my hair on this day. When I get off this video, I might have to do like a little TikTok video and show the people all of this new growth up and through here. Can y'all see? I don't know. It is wild kingdom. It is wild. It's wild. But yeah, so I won't come back live on here because I've been here too long. But I thank y'all for popping in here with me today. But just as an overview, like I said, I had been using this on my hair and I want to try something different, so I'm going to give this a go. And when I'm locking my hair and it's wet, I'll just section my hair into four parts, like two, like 4 quarters, like one on this side, one here, so 4. And I'll just start like probably on this back side and just work my way around. But when I'm trying to film, I probably will start in the back so that by the time I get around this way, I got just this section to do. You know what I mean? So it'll be easier for me to maybe go live on TikTok when I get around to this side. And TikTok live, it counts like 25 minutes and above. Now TikTok wants people to go live for 2 hours. Now, if you really grinding, people go out on TikTok sometimes hours and hours. Oh, what I was about to say earlier. One of the creators that I follow that's always give great information. Her name is Lala Milan. I think she's kind of pop. I didn't know her before, but she's popular. I think she's been on Nick Cannon's Wild and Out and some other stuff. I don't know Lala like that, but I think she has a track record. You know what I mean? But Lala teaches about how to get to the bag, and I think she released some books and stuff like that. I didn't buy any of that content because so many people on TikTok have a course. They're teaching how to do this, teaching it. Now, if I was going to buy anybody's course, it would be hers. But I'm still not quite ready to plunk down. I think it's like $100. As a retired person, it's like, look, hold on, I'm doing all right. I got let me see. But I support by watching and tapping and doing all the things. But um, yeah. But she really teaches about how to get to the bag on TikTok, and I trust her information. Now, there are other people, so many other people, but a lot of times people on TikTok, if you're not gifting them or giving them money and stuff, child, they don't see you. And when I first got back on TikTok, it was like channels I was following or watching or engaging with that were so rude. Ooh, because they had the upper hand in terms of, they would have something called what's like an engagement room where people would come to get followers in order to I don't recommend it, but when you know better, you do better. But um, yeah. But anyhow, but it's still an interesting place. I know a lot of people, even Miss AB. I know she ain't going nowhere near TikTok because of different reasons. But you know, I'm the guinea pig. I'm out here. So far, so good. I'm still here. Um, Hello, hello. I remember when you first did your lock. Lena Evolve. Yes, that was in spring during the pandemic. It was during the pandemic. I was trying to get somebody to do them for me. And even before the pandemic, I'm like, hey, December 2019, I was trying to book somebody, whether it was going to be sister locks or traditional. Nobody that people were referring me to, oh, go over here, go. I'm like, that. I ain't no beggar. I don't beg nobody for nothing. Nothing. Mm-mm. So, yes, spring 2020, I went in a couple of times. I got a playlist. I didn't link it below, but I'll try to go back and link the playlist to my lock journey. And I documented day one, week two, week three, week four, month one, month two. I documented. I was much better at documenting than I am right now. But my whole journey, I documented. And it felt like my locks started locking fast. I had seen some people because you don't know what you know until you know what you know. And of course I was like watching a lot of content, asking my friends and sisters who were locked here on YouTube their experiences and their advice. But if I were gonna give somebody advice about locking, it would be trust the process. You hear that so much, your hair will lock. There are people with silky Caucasians, silky hair, they can lock. They might have to do some salt water stuff to make it more textured or whatever, but their hair can lock. Any hair can lock. If I knew what if I knew then what I know now, I would have just stuck with my first set and just tried to make it. If I was going to DIY, just make it as neat as possible, have an even number, but whatever, just do the bricklayer pattern, whatever it was, and just let it be. But the way that I ended up starting my lock journey was multiple tries, 2 or 3 times on my own. I went to a lock African braider shop, and I told them I didn't want any extension hair, so they gave me 49 locks. Had I known what I knew now, I would have kept those in because it was the perfect pattern. But it just didn't. I don't. It just. I don't know. It just looked skimpy. But had I known, I would have kept them. But I felt like I want more than 49 locks. But I guess she based on my pattern that I wanted. That's what it was. And then fast forward to maybe January of 2020. I went to another African braid shop and said, look, I want root layer pattern. I don't want any extended hair. And I left out of there with box braids. So I'm trying to tell them, look, no, because you go to the African braiders, they're thinking bundles, you gonna walk out of here with hair down to you or whatever. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. But I walked out of there with that. They were like, sure that you can't want just skimpy, but but my goal was to let that turn into locks, right? But with that, I ended up with the box braids. So I left them in for a couple of months. And then when I took each one of them down, I put in a 2-strand twist. And that is how I started my locks. I took down the last lock on April 4th, 2020. And fast forward, they matured into all of this. So if there was any process, any advice, trust the process. Shampooing and all that stuff. What do you use conditioner? Do you all the things that you wonder? You don't know what you know until you know what you know. I use conditioner on my hair, but it was only after my locks were established, meaning they weren't like fresh, because conditioner could make it unravel or whatever. So it was like I was using some salt water on my hair. And I don't know if that's recommended, but I was watching videos and somebody said salt water. What? But I felt like within month, no, I'm sorry, within week 3, I think I got a video on it. I started to feel like my hair was changing, and I attribute that to, and it's just my experience, my thought, because I had my hair in braids for like 3 months, January, February, March, 4 months really, all of January, all of March, and most of April, the 3 months. And I think my hair had like that memory, so I just feel like I don't know, but my hair started to lock very quickly when I went through the phase, what they call the ugly phase or whatever. I was like in love with my locks. Now, mind you, we were in the pandemic. If I had to go to work, it might have been different, because people are like, ooh, what's going on with your hair? When you're going through that lock phase of, with it's starting to, shrink up and blah, 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 blah. I don't know if I would have felt the same way, but I was blessed to have, or just fortunate, whatever it is, I was able to go through all the phases at home during the pandemic. And so, yeah. Yep, 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 yep. All right, I'm about to go too, y'all. Thank you so much. Head out. So glad to have caught your live. Great info. Thank you all. Thank you, Makita. Thank you, Ray of Sunshine. Thank you, Miss AB. Thank you, Lena, and anyone else that popped through. And I appreciate y'all. So I've got to go now, go shampoo, because I have got to get this head whooped today. I will see y'all in another video, another live or whatever, because we going to do better. All right. Thank you all. Now let's see. I'm doing StreamYard. Okay, take this down. And then I need to go back to the media. Thank you all so much. And I'm going to put this back up. And I'm out. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much. I'll see you in another one. Bye now. What outro do I have on here? Child, I don't know. What is this? Let's play it and see.